Thank you so much for joining us today. This is Joke Animation. As always, I'm always excited to teach animation. And every time that you join me, I always feel privileged and very, very humbled. And today we are going to do, okay, it's a continuation of what we did the last time. Remember the last time we were talking about shortcut keys, the previous video that uh, I just taught. It was about shortcut keys. We looked at various types of shortcut keys, and I know today we are going to apply what we learned yesterday. Yes, I'm going now to start recording. This is my Blender. I told you Blender opens like this. And if you don't have Blender, make sure that you download your Blender and you install it on your computer and you follow the videos. And let me tell you, by the time you are finishing with all this, you'll be a professional animator, either 3D or 2D. It's a choice. Where you want, where you feel it is more applicable on your projects, it's up to you. Okay, today I'm going to teach you something very exciting. Remember last time we were talking about shortcut keys, and I told you today we'll do modeling. I will teach you about edit mode. I teach you about different types of modes, and let us get into the lesson. And by the end of this lesson, we will get our hands dirty. Yeah, we'll model some things here and there, and make sure you watch up to the end so that you can be able to follow the modeling that we'll do today, and I will leave a homework for you. Without wasting no much time, let us now get into business. So I have selected this cube. I told you about selection. The moment it highlights yellow means it is selected. So the moment I select this cube, when you come at the top left, you will see some different types of mode. There is object mode, there is edit mode, there is cupped mode, vertex paint, weight paint, texture paint. Don't worry about all that. Today we are going to look at object mode and edit mode. I want us to be moving from edit mode to object mode, and we have a shortcut key for that. You press tab. When you press tab, you will see it changing here. When I press again tab, it will change to object mode. When I click tab, it will go to edit mode. Tab inakuanga pale juu, east side juu, tuna pale tab. Something that I want you to notice, edit mode only applies to those objects which are mesh. What do I mean? When we select camera, you can never go to edit mode. When I select my lamp, you can never go to edit mode. Edit mode only applies to mesh objects only. What do I mean by mesh object? Remember yesterday we are adding an object by clicking Shift A. I hope you still remember that. You see this mesh? Let me say, yeah, mesh. You can be able now to, if it is a plane, it's a cube, it's a circle, it's a sphere. Now this you can be able to enter into edit mode. Also curves, you can be able to enter into edit mode. Text, surfaces, and I will show you those that you cannot be able to enter into edit mode. Something like camera, if you want to do much about it, maybe settings, I want you to see something here. Look at this side. When I select camera, the camera option is coming. So you can be able now to put your settings of your camera there. And I will show you when we be looking at camera setups, camera angles. We'll be looking at these setups. How can be able to put depth of field? How you can be able to change the focal length. We'll talk about those. And also, when you want to do so much on the lamp, you can see the camera has gone away, and we have these settings of the light. You can be able to add. You're able to add the power. You can be able to change from different light to the other. Let me expand this so that you can be able to see well. We have point, like this one is a point. We have sun. We have a spot. And also we have an area if you want to reflect. Like right now, I'm using a spot. You see the way I'm bright. I'm using a spot which is inanimulika. Yeah, inanimulika. That's why unaona I'm very bright. So acha nisiongelee sana hizo mambo za light because hiyo ni lesson iko kivyake. I want today tukimbie sana sana kwa hizi. So let me delete this one. X to delete. I want just to be left with a cube. Nibaki tu na cube peke yake. So this is my cube. So I want to go to edit mode. Remember tumesema shortcut key ya kwenda edit mode ni tab, ama unaweza kuja hapa ufinye edit mode. So I want you to see kuna vitu zimejiongeza when you have entered to edit mode. Let me go back to object mode. Unaona venye object mode inakaa hapa haina vitu mingi, but when I click edit mode tumeletewa hizi vitu. You see? Zimekuja. So I want you to learn some new terms when you go to edit mode. We have different types. Okay, let me say in edit mode, we see a mesh is made up of 3 things. First thing is something that we call a face. This one here. This is a face. A cube has 6 faces. This is a face, and you can be able to select a face. You can be able to select a face. You can be able to select a face. And remember the way I was telling you, if you want to select more than 2 items, it also applies here. You can be able to select this, hold shift without releasing, and select another face, and also select another face. I've selected 3 faces, and when you turn around, you can see there are 3 faces which are not selected. The shortcut keys that you are learning yesterday applies here. If I want to delete those faces, I just click X, come here and say I want to delete the faces, and I'll be left with only 3 faces. Even if I go to object mode, see our cube have changed. It has become like 3-faced cube. Let me undo. We are undoing by clicking either Ctrl Z or Command Z. So Ctrl Z, Command Z, and they are back to where I was telling you about the faces. If you want to hide a certain face, maybe this one. Remember, hiding and deleting, they are very different things. So if I want to hide, I'll just press H and it will go away. I'll be left with, I've hidden 1 face. So I've been left with 5 faces. Remember, by hiding, tunafinya H. We are pressing H to hide. So in edit mode, we can be able to hide actually a face. That's the beauty of animation. You can be able to hide a face so that you can be able to see the inside of that without deleting. If you want to bring back the face that you had hidden, you just press Option H or Alt H, depending on the computer that you're using. If you want to hide, I feel like I'm repeating myself. If you want the selected face to be left and hide those faces which are not selected, you can press Shift H, and that which has been selected will remain. Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm repeating myself. Alt H to, sorry, what have happened? Something has happened. Alt H to bring back the faces which you had hidden. I want now to talk about this. These are called edges. We have talked about face. I've told you a mesh is made up of 3 items. That is face, edge, and vertices. I've talked about faces. Now I'm on the edges. Edges, they are lines connecting the mesh. Like this one. This is an edge. This is one edge. We have another edge here. Those are lines. Vertices, these are the corners which connect different vertices. Like this is a vertex, 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 vertex. And where there are many, they're called vertices. When you select 4 vertices, you make a face. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You see? Now it's like we have selected a face, but what we have done, we have selected 4 vertices. You see how it is very wonderful, by the way. I like the way you're following me, and I know by the end of today, we'll have learned a lot. Let me show you something very important. There's what we call manipulation or modification of objects. Remember what we are talking about: rotation, moving, scaling. Remember? So if I want to scale maybe a certain vertex, you just click S to scale. And okay, I'm sorry. You can scale a vertex. Maybe you can scale a face. If you want to scale a face, just press, you come here. Ukiwa hapa, you can only select a vertex. But if you want to change to selecting face, you click that one and select an actual face. So if I want to scale out the face, I will select S and pull out. And the face will be, that specific face will be scaled out. If I want to scale in, I will just scale in. Remember, these things I touched about yesterday. We talked about even rotation. You can rotate a face either on a specific axis, either X, Y, or Z, depending on what you want to do with your model or your object. Also remember, you're talking about what else? G. Yeah, G for movement. You can be able to move this. You can be able to move it. And you can see it is affecting the whole figure, the whole cube. You can move it along a given axis, either X, Y, or Z, depending on what you want. I want to introduce a new term. And this term, maybe it will be new to you. I want to start with I, insertion. Insertion is the same as, okay, okay, click I. And then drag in to see what is happening. Sorry, do you see what is happening? That is insertion. Insertion of individual face. I've clicked escape so that I can go back to default. What if I press double I? See what will happen. Okay, you will come to appreciate that when we'll be dealing with many faces. We'll see what I mean by double I and single I to insert. And we'll see why we are inserting. Remember what I'm doing before I lock it in. If you locked that in and you want to go back to where you are, you can click Control Z. You see? But I want us to do to create a small model very fast so that we can be able to see, so that we can be able to appreciate this. You click I, you pull in somewhere there, and then click E to extrude. You can extrude either upward or inward. When you click E, you can either extrude upward or inward to create something like a trough. You see? So now our cube has something going inside. And even if you go to object mode, you can see now our cube is now different from where we started with. Remember, we have used insertion, that is I, to bring the face in, and also we have used the extrusion to bring the face down. We can bring it either down or upward. Let us repeat what I've done this side, this face, so that now you can be able to get the concept. I've clicked I to bring out inside, to which we are not using any measurement. It's upon to you, be creative to where you want it to be. Then I clicked extrusion, that is E, letter E. Now today we are bringing it out, because the moment we bring it inside like this, you see it will be interfering with what is inside. I wanted to bring it outside now, so that you can see. Maybe you can scale it in S, so that you can be able now to appreciate what you're doing. You see? What if you do another insertion when it's here? You put I, we insert again. Sorry, don't go an extra. When you don't go an extra, make sure it's on the right scale. It's too hot over here. And then we insert now inside. Just we exclude inside. You click E and extrude inside, so that we can have such a diagram. Wow, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. So what you have done, this is what we call modeling. Modeling. So, first of all, clap for yourself because you have modeled. You thought modeling was something very, very, very hard. No, 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 no. It's very easy. You have modeled. This, by the way, you can call it your model. And there's something that I want to introduce before now we start bragging that you have modeled. I want to show you how you can be able to add a loop. Go to object mode by clicking tab. Click X, I'm sorry. You have modeled all that, then I'm telling you to delete. Just click X, then delete. I want you to bring in another cube. Shift A, come here to the mesh, bring a cube. If I'm too fast, make sure that you can be able to pause and do your work, and then continue with me. Go to edit mode by clicking tab. Make sure you are on the face selection. You don't have to be on the face selection for this. I want to show you another shortcut key for adding a loop. If your computer is control, use control. If mine is command, use command R and see what is happening. You see, there's a loop which has been added. And even if I bring remember, I've not clicked. I'm just dragging the mouse. Don't click. If you have clicked, make sure you do Command Z to undo, and then do Control R to bring the loop back, so that you can be able to play with it. You see what I'm doing? Now this is adding another loop. And if you have a mouse and scroll the mouse, the scroll bar, the mouse, you'll see these loops increasing in number. Wow, yangu imeenda wapi? Let me click escape. Yangu imepotea kidogo. I don't have a mouse. Okay. I don't have a mouse. But kama uko na mouse, you can be able to see those loops adding in number. Control R. Oh my. I'm trying to see if there's another way we can be able to do this without. Let me see if I can use my pen. It's not adding up. I think this pen will make it to be a mouse, but see size, maybe the next lesson. But if you want to add a loop, just click like that. Now you have a loop, you can be able to play with it like this and take it where you want it to go. If you want to add a loop sideways, you can add a loop. So you see, our box has been divided into different loops. Let me add another one here, this side, so that can be able to see. Yeah, now our box has been divided equally by adding loops. And remember what I was telling you about, click here the faces, select this face, select this face, select this face, select this face. Remember what I was telling you about I for insertion. When you click I, you'll see they're inserting at whole, zikiwa zote. But if you want to insert just specific face, zikiwa individual, that's when I told you click I 2 times. You click I once, I twice, then bringing it. You will see it is inserting by its own individual faces, not going as whole. So we have seen the difference between single I and double I insertion. Then on this level, you can also be able to extrude if you want to extrude inside or outside, depending on what you're building. So today's lesson was that simple, and because it was that simple, we are going to model different objects, and I'm going to leave a homework for you so that the next time we are meeting, you'll give me that work and see what you have done. Make sure I will give you some digits where you can be able maybe to take a picture of what you have done and send it to my WhatsApp so that I can be able to see the kind of work that you have done. So I want us to model a cup. To model a cup. So what I'm going to do, I'm going back to object mode and delete the whole object. Remember, a cup is a cylinder So we don't have to bring back a cube. So I'm going to click Shift A and bring a cylinder. Remember our movement bar here. I want to follow what I'm doing, click Y, so that we can be able to bring this up to the grid level there. So now we have a cylinder. You can see it. Already it looks like a cup, but it doesn't have a handle, right? A cup has a handle, but already by looking at it, you can be able to figure out where we are going. So I will jump into edit mode. I select this face, I to insert. I will insert to a certain level. Don't want to overdo. Don't want to give it so much thickness, and then I will extrude inside, so that we can have a hole. Make sure you don't go as you don't exaggerate. Make sure you have somewhere there. Somewhere there. It is not going outside. It's inside. Okay. Let me teach you something else so that you can be able to know the level of where you are. There's something that we call, when I was going through this, when I was taking you through this one, I never talked about the wireframe view. When you click the wireframe view, you can be able to see where your face is. Let me click the movement so that you can be able to see what I'm talking about. You see, now you can be able to see it inside. And I can be able to take it up to the level that I want there. Then I can be able to change to the way I want. So you see, our cup is already like that. And I want to add a handle. Sometimes it's very hard to add handles, but I'm going to show you a very easy trick. I'm going to shift to add another object, another cylinder. Where you cylinder, there you are. Then I'll take it here at the side, scale it out, scale it like that. Have you seen what I've done? And then make sure you have scaled it by Z. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm showing you how to make it. I'm giving you a new technique to do it very, very, very fast without minding the time. Then bring it a bit here. It depends with how you like your project to be. So I'm going to do something here. I'm going to add loops. There's been so much if you have a mouse, just drag it, but since in a mouse, I'm going to do it I'm going to do it manually by adding a loop by a loop. You see. Oh yeah. I've seen another method. Yeah, that's quite. I want to Control Z, Control R. If you want 10 loops, just type 10. It will give you 10 loops. Then enter. After that, I'm going to select this face. That's why I've told you I'm going to use the easiest method. Then click O, or you can select here O. This is proportional editing. GX, then I don't have a mouse, remember, so I'm just going to do it manually, which is not doing what I want it to do. Let me bring it here, tab, our proportional editing connected only, let the connected only go, GX. This hand of our, remember, we are doing it low poly. I don't want to go into details or do this, do that. We have our own handle. This is something I want to select here. I want to select only this line. You hold Command, then click it. Also Shift and then click it. What am I doing? Command, click it. Sorry. I'm sorry. Alt. Alt and then click it so that you can be able to select a loop. G. I must have a mouse. Next lesson, I will have a mouse so that we can be able to do it very well. But there we have our cup. We have our cup. Remember, we are doing it at a very low poly. And I'm sorry for making it as simple as you do, but it's not as simple. But next time I'll come with what? With a mouse so that we can be able to show you how we do it better. But remember, today we are just brushing on top, and tomorrow we'll do much more on the models so that we can be able now to appreciate the models. Remember, I've done it at a very what can I say? This is not how I model, by the way. I'm rushing with time, so this is not how I model. But today I've learned something about modeling, and tomorrow we'll do more modeling. So come ready. We'll do more complex objects. Today was just lazy. Yeah. But tomorrow we'll do more on modeling. Make sure you do this. And the homework that I was to give you, I wanted you to create me a chair. You model a chair. Remember, a chair just need maybe cubes. Just maybe I'll do it very fast so that you can follow. Maybe you can follow it later. Maybe build something better. Do it very fast. Very fast. Very fast. Come on, what are you doing? Remember, you're doing a low poly. Chair. Why 90? Yeah, we have a chair there. I told you I'm doing it very fast. I have a chair there. And you can make it better if you want. But for the purpose of learning, I'm not doing it better. But tomorrow, tomorrow I'll be serious on the modeling. Tomorrow I'll be serious on the modeling and we'll do better work. So if you want to create a table, maybe you can duplicate this and make a table. But make sure you create this. You can Google at some pictures of simple chairs. Don't go for a complex chair. Just make a simple chair. And I will leave my number. Just WhatsApp me on what you have done. And if you have any inquiry, if you melemewa mahali, you just talk to me and I will be able to take you through one-on-one. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, this is Joki Animation.